right, this is take 2 of the King Kong versus Godzilla cast, the podcast where we talk exclusively about gorillas and lizards fighting.
Join Pikachu, Ash, and the gang. The Mandalorian is great in the new series, and let's check out what's new in the world of pop culture with your hosts John, Tim, and Quentin, and a podcast we call Rewind
and Reload.
It doesn't necessarily need to be the actual movie characters. Like, if you guys find videos of just like real life animals fighting, just send those to us. We'll review them.
Can we make that just a short YouTube series?
I mean, yeah, I don't know how much content we could get out of that. Like, how many videos?
Videos are, yeah.
Realistically speaking, I think the only lizard that could really fight a gorilla would be like a Komodo dragon. And
monitor lizards are pretty big.
Okay,
they're not
fair.
as poisonous.
But like, how often do these two animals meet in the wild? Like, I feel like there's not a lot of like overlap in where they like live.
Well, if they're both the alphas, they will inevitably clash if King Kong versus Godzilla taught me anything.
I still haven't seen it. Is it good? Is it bad?
It's boring.
Depends on who you talk to.
Every part of the movie that's not King Kong and Godzilla fighting is
Just
boring.
Bad. Oh, God.
I feel like you could say that about any Godzilla movie, really. Any
That's-
modern Godzilla movie.
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry. Let me rephrase that.
I mean, even
no.
some of the old ones, it's just like, I don't care about the 45 minutes of expository dialogue that these people are having about why Godzilla exists. Like, it's an important message, but I just don't care. I just want to see Godzilla fight things.
Right, I'm here for big monsters.
Like, I agree. Nuclear war, bad. Let me see that big monsters crash a building, though.
Yeah, I guess maybe should pay attention to that part too. You're right.
Nah.
On a more realistic note, this actually isn't a podcast about lizards and monkeys. It's a
Occasionally.
podcast about monkeys and lizards.
Oh.
Oh, the new hit Asylum movie, Monkey vs. Lizard.
Yes. No, we'll get into what we're really about, but before we get into that, I guess let's get into our weeks, our catch up.
Or Fortnites. Get it? Because 2 weeks and so's to the game.
Dude. Whoa, dude. Now we could do like a Fortnite episode and we'd be like, yo, it's been a fortnight. Ayo.
Then we play the Epic music behind it. Yeah, that'd be... We won't get sued by Epic or anything. That'd be cool.
I feel like just talking about Fortnite, we might.
No, we'll get a crossover event where they put us in the game.
Oh, okay. Are we going to be like technically Marvel canon then? Like Thor is now?
Oh, yeah.
You
that
guys
is
knew
in
about that,
movie.
right? That like the Fortnite Thor is like a comic book canon character now.
What?
Yeah.
Now?
Well, he was when they released him into the game.
I thought he was just like the comic book version of Thor in the game.
It was like kind of confusing at first. I don't know. I don't know the whole story on it. I just know
This is more exciting than my week, so we can keep going on about this.
I just know that technically that storyline of Marvel is now canon to Fortnite. Like, Fortnite's canon to that. So technically, the Fortnite is now part of the Marvel Universe, in a way.
Yeah, that fits.
I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if I even care.
Well, in the new issue of Squirrel Girl, she does play Fortnite extensively until she gets that Vic Royale.
I can't tell if you're joking or not.
Exactly, that's the problem, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Well, Tim, how was your week?
Boring. I started doing Udemy courses because I figured why not learn more and pay discounted rates. I'm not paying fucking $120 per course. That's for goddamn sure.
I don't know.
But,
what are you learning?
Yeah.
So I bought one for Python data analytics, and I bought one for full stack web development because those are two kind of easy things to get into, even though a lot of people are into them. Data analytics much less so. But
I've been wanting to learn Python, so let me know how it stacks up. Like learning.
I mean, Python's very easy, so
it's really easy to learn, but it sucks. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to justify that statement, but just
it's really easy when you're trying to when you have other libraries to do. But if you're trying to do everything by yourself with those, just like the Python default libraries, it sucks ass. It's horrible. But if you can just import a library that some dude made to immediately do the thing you need to do, it's great. It's fun.
Coding in general just sucks. But that's my opinion.
You get used to it.
I want to get better at it, but it's not something that I'm I don't know. I guess I don't need it right now.
Yeah.
I don't do a whole lot of coding.
Well, why be unemployed? Just learn to code. You guys remember when that happened? That was fun, right?
I don't know who specifically said it, but
I
I
don't
just
know
remember
either,
that was
but
a big meme. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just some shithead politician.
Code. It's the wave of the future. Okay.
Yeah. It's a series of tubes. How about you guys? Oh,
yeah. I was
yeah.
going to say, how about you, John? What'd you get into?
Not a whole lot. Last Monday I started my new job, so I've been working a lot and kind of getting used to that. Other than that, not a whole lot. I was gonna stream tonight, but then we decided to record, so I was like, I'll do that on Friday instead.
What are you gonna stream?
I'm gonna start Outlast.
Isn't that a spooky game?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the only games you're allowed to show PP on Twitch on, though.
Yeah.
Whoa, wait. Why?
There's
that
PP in
allowed?
that game.
There's PP in that
But
game.
why are you allowed to show it in that game?
Because it's part of the game.
Yeah, if it's in the game and it's not the focus of the game, you're allowed to show it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so you couldn't play Leisure Suit Larry.
And no, in fact, I'm pretty sure those are on the banned games list on Twitch.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Among some very interesting titles that I don't want to say on recording, but if you look up the list, it's pretty fucking good. There's definitely some Japanese shock value games.
Oh.
My favorite one on the banned games list is Pro Bass Fishing 2018.
I don't remember if there's all the Sakura games. You guys know what those are banned?
I've heard of them, but
they're just visual novels with unexposed anime titty.
I mean, there's a lot of Twitch streamers that just show a lot of titty, so I mean, what's the difference between that and anime titty?
But they don't show the bear titty.
I mean, neither do these games, to be honest, but they're all banned. Trying to find some seeds. All these that are on here, I'm yeah, okay, that makes sense. There's just a BMX Triple X.
Oh,
there's
why is that a game that exists?
Because it's a joke, I think.
Okay.
There's some stuff I don't want to say on here, and then there's just a game called Ethnic Cleansing, which I have to assume is about what it's called. And
someone made a game about that?
I don't want to Google. I'll just go into a incognito tab while someone else talks about their week. And
yeah, how was your week, Quentin?
It was good. I don't think I did anything. I got one more week of school.
Oh, guys, it's I'm just gonna go ahead and read the Wikipedia header for this. Ethnic Cleansing is a first-person shooter video game for Microsoft Windows computers created by the American white supremacist and hate organization National Alliance in 2002. As part of a quote-unquote race war, the player controls a neo-Nazi skinhead, or a Klansman, that is tasked with killing various stereotypes. Oh.
Yeah, I could see why that game's banned.
Why?
The alternate title is that American Army game, though. Is that too far? Can I say that one?
No, I think you can get away with that. It was just humorous enough.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't committed war crime. Oh, wait, shit.
Yeah, don't speak too soon. We like to think that we've never done anything that could be considered a war crime.
I'm sure there's a Wikipedia article that is literally a list of war crimes committed by the United States. So
I'm sure somebody like American has committed a war crime today.
If you
Probably.
win, you don't get,
if
tried.
you win, they're not crimes.
Yeah,
you just
if you
did
win,
it.
yeah. If you win, you win.
You can't get taken to the Hague for winning.
Winning.
There's not really news except for Mortal Kombat. I haven't watched it yet. We kept saying we were going to, and then we never. Me and a friend, and then I have a feeling John also probably hasn't watched it, even though he kept saying he was going to as well.
I have. I find that offensive. I watched it the opening night. I conned Carly into watching it with me.
See, the word when you say conned, gives me a negative connotation here.
No, she just doesn't really like movies all that much. Like, she's more of like a TV show kind of person. So, depending on the movie, I kind of have to talk her into it. And luckily, this was one that I was like, come on, I really want to watch it. And she's like, all right. And she actually enjoyed it a lot. I will say the acting is not A+. But a lot of people in that movie are like stunt people that are getting roles, or fighters.
Yeah.
I thought the story was great. There was some stuff that maybe they could have touched on a little bit better. There was some parts were a little fast paced, but like the fight choreography was amazing. That was like the best part.
I thought you were going to get, like, real nitpicky, because I know you're a big fan of the series, so I thought you were going to be like, Sub-Zero's brother is not part of the Lin Kuei. I don't know if that's probably actually true.
Apparently
he probably
Gary's
is
in the
part of the
show,
Lin Kuei.
or in the movie.
Huh?
Gary's in the movie?
Yeah.
Sinise?
Yeah, Sonya Blade lives in Gary. And then
the city.
Yeah.
Yes,
the city,
yeah.
Gary, Indiana, is in that movie. They were like, there's a scene where Jax finds Cole, who's a new character that they created for the movie, which I actually really enjoyed him. I think if I didn't enjoy him, I'd be like, you should have just brought characters from the game only. But he was good. So, but yeah, he was like, you gotta get to Gary, Indiana, and find Sonya Blade. I was like, what the fuck? Where are they?
I would love if the character just went, I don't know about that. I don't know if I want to.
The look in his face was kind of like, where am I going? So it's like,
I have to go to East Chicago? No, thank you.
Well, then you find out that Cole's from he's an orphan from the east side of Chicago. I was like, oh, Gary's nothing then.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, I mean, it was kind of fun to for that part.
not to be a nitpick, isn't the south side the bad side?
It is, but the east side's not great either.
Doesn't the east side, isn't that the rich part? Doesn't it just bump up against the lake?
I mean, there are ritzy areas over there, but that area is really hard to kind of pinpoint.
I know there's there's that part of the east side that got super gentrified because it was.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of homeless people over there.
What's that show? What's that movie? Candyman. Candyman was based in the east side.
Yeah.
And that whole area is now gentrified where that took place.
Yeah.
That's insane to me.
Yeah.
You could fucking gentrify an area of Gary.
You just gotta be white.
Oh, no, Chicago. Chicago, the east side.
Oh, my bad. Oh, yeah. No, okay. Yeah, for sure. I wasn't sure what you guys were talking about for a minute. I was really confused, but now that I know we're talking about Chicago, that makes a lot more sense.
I mean, It's pretty easy to gentrify. If you think about it, we kind of gentrified
America.
Land from Native Americans.
I mean, yeah.
We just built really middle class housing, and
we just they
didn't have currency to begin with, so they couldn't afford it.
You kind of just show up and you figure it out, I guess. No, but the movie was good. I thought the fights were awesome. There was really good callbacks to like some fatalities and characters that they're planning on introducing, because there's a rumor going around that a lot of the people that were in the movie, the actors, signed on for a 3 to 4 movie deal. So it could be a trilogy. Christ. Which would be kind of cool. I mean, they like set up some characters to maybe come in later. They didn't really give you everything all up front.
Did they have a really gross CG reptile?
They did, which was a great callback
with Mortal Kombat. Armageddon.
But they do have like reptile.
Yeah, that's the right one.
Yeah, they have reptile in it, and he is a lizard, and I thought that was a great callback to the original movie.
Did they have gross CG Kentaro?
No.
Damn. I'll have to watch it. I mean, I loved the really bad... Armageddon's not a good movie.
No.
But the CG is so laughably bad that it kind of gets me.
Fun fact, the reason I knew the Mortal Kombat movie came out was because I saw a tweet that just said, I don't think Goro knows how to read. And then I was just like, oh yeah, that movie is a thing.
Goro looked surprisingly well in that movie. I will say.
See, I don't like that. I want him to look as bad as he did in the other one. I want him to look like shit.
This is 2021, isn't it? Fuck me.
But I would give it a watch, guys. I mean, you definitely walk away. Sonya Blade's actress is probably the worst actor in the movie. And they team her up in a lot of scenes with Mehcad Brooks, who is, I think, a great actor. And there's some scenes where I'm like, I kind of was like, oh, wow, this is really good. And then she talks. I'm like, oh, God, never mind.
I mean, it can't be worse than MK11 Cassie Cage, which was just notorious turf Ronda Rousey.
Oh, well, I mean, it wasn't the character. It was just the actress. I mean, she just she just couldn't, I don't know, like emotion level. She was kind of like absent. And it almost was like she was reading off a script every time.
So I'm just looking at this cast, and it's like, why didn't they get the guy? Who's the guy who plays Captain Boomerang? Jai Courtney, is that right?
I think so.
Why didn't they just get him to play Kano? I think that'd be a pretty good casting.
The dude that played Kano was fucking hilarious. But I had a really hard time because he looks a lot like Randy, Maggie's boyfriend. And it really fucked me up because I just kept seeing Randy.
It is Jai Courtney. Why didn't they just get Jai Courtney? Who's this Josh Lawson? Who are you?
Probably knew how to fight.
I mean, it doesn't say... Whatever. Let's just move on from this. It's gonna... I don't even like Mortal Kombat that much, but I'm just like, I want someone... I just want bad Kano back from the first movie.
You know, fun fact about Kano, he was not Australian before the first movie. He was a white guy. They did definitely, but he was played by the same actor in the game as the guy that played Johnny Cage, and they never thought of him as like Australian. And then the movie came out, and they loved the guy from the original movie being Australian so much that they just rolled with it. And he's been Australian ever since.
I think deep down everybody's a little Australian.
I'm scared of spiders, so...
Maybe a little down under.
From under cheese.
You guys were right not to laugh at my
From
joke.
under these nuts.
Ayo.
I tell bad jokes so Tim can make good ones out of them.
I just told a From Munda joke, sir. Let's just go to a ad and then move on, please.
And we're back. So we're just gonna get right into it. We got Adventure Time. This is another show that was, I guess, marketed for kids, but I don't really know if it's fair to call it a kid show.
I don't know. There are definitely episodes that deal with stuff that I'm like, I don't know about this. I understand that it's important to teach kids, like, hey, this stuff's gonna happen, and it's not gonna be fun or fair. But I don't know, man. Some of the stuff in this show.
I think when it came out, you could consider it a kid's show, but then once it grew into itself, even early on, looking back at it now, it's not so much a kid's show.
Yeah. I can say Tim and I definitely have fond memories of it. I feel like every week when there's new episodes, we'd like hang out because I'd fucking had that shit DVR'd, dude. Be ready to go.
Yeah, it's true.
But I want to say we probably stopped. I remember pretty much up until like right after they met. Who's the one guy that lives in the wall? The flat guy. Oh god. Prismo, yeah. I basically remember like pretty much up until after he dies, and then I guess comes back or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then he comes back. So
yeah, which that episode was fucking insane, but that's besides the point. A little background on it. Adventure Time aired on Cartoon Network from 2010 to 2018 and had a total of 10 seasons, which confused me. Like, I didn't realize you can have more than like one season of a show come out in a year. But I don't
yeah,
know.
I mean, it's there's weird stuff with networks and how they like define seasons. So I bumped my mic again. Fuck. It's fine.
The show is created by Pendleton Ward, who's just like, I feel like he's just like a really lovable, like nerdy dude. If you've ever listened to interviews with him, he just comes off as like a really nice guy. The show is about a human boy named Finn and his adoptive dog brother Jake. It's based off of a 2007 short that was produced for Random Cartoons and originally aired on Nicktoons. And the pilot went viral on the internet.
Yo.
And for whatever reason, Nicktoons decided to pass on the show as a full series. But then obviously Cartoon Network ended up picking it up 3 years later.
It kind of had a well, kind of. I'll talk about this in about a month, but it kind of had a Star Trek the original series opening where the pilot has nothing to do with the series that comes after it. Well, it kind of does, very roughly.
I felt like it was more so just to introduce like random characters, like the pilot. Not really.
I mean, the pilot is literally just, well, I mean, okay, so the way I'm trying to justify this is Star Trek the original series also has a pilot with a completely different main character who's the same main character but just with a different name. In that it's Captain, instead of Captain Kirk, it's Captain Pike, and in this, instead of Finn, it's Penn. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
And then it basically follows the same plot where it's like, oh, they're in space or they're rescuing Princess Bubblegum from the Ice King.
If you have not watched the pilot, I recommend it. It has like a really neat feel to it, I guess. It's because it's all done like it's like a hand-drawn animation. So I don't know. I love the feel of that versus like the animated or the computer
digital stuff.
Yeah, digital animation.
It's like how old episodes like of
The Simpsons. Yeah, no,
yeah,
I was gonna say it's like more
Simpsons,
of an organic.
But also, having rewatched, caught up in One Piece this year. There's definitely that in that too, where it's like the old charming like hand drawn stuff, and they were like, Actually, it's cheaper and easier just to do this in digital.
Which I get, but...
No, I get it too, but... At least the manga's still hand-drawn, so we still have that going for us.
Bless. So little inspirations for the show. Dungeons and Dragons, which I feel really dumb for like not realizing. Like obviously it has like the generic fantasy settings, so like I just thought that, but then like no, it definitely makes a lot of, because they borrow a lot of terminology too, I feel like, from Dungeons and Dragons, just for like different creatures. Obviously like the Lich King.
Oh yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's very much like, it feels like a high school D&D campaign that someone put together like the first like season or so, where it's just like, oh, there's all these elements and we have to combine these elements, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, well, all of the writing staff were all like pretty big fans of Dungeons and Dragons, and that was like one thing they said they tried to do with the show is like, if they weren't, because since they were so busy with the show, since they weren't able to like play Dungeons and Dragons, they tried to like make the show into like a campaign that they would play.
Yeah, there's a lot of like, in the early seasons, there's a lot of like dungeon stuff of like Finn being like, I'm gonna go do a dungeon. So that makes sense. I didn't know that either, but now, like you said, I kind of feel dumb in retrospect of like, oh yeah, right? that makes a lot more sense.
Other things that helped inspire the show actually was My Neighbor Totoro, and the exact inspiration Pendleton got from that was like, he was trying to mix like humor with beautiful moments, and like that was what he was trying to get from like My Neighbor Totoro, is like kind of like the beautiful moments and all of that. He's a pretty big fan of Miyazaki, but I
feel like that's just pulling from Miyazaki in general.
Yeah, any modern day animator or like children's show animator, I would have to assume is influenced by Miyazaki. I feel like that's just like a given thing now. Home movies and Dr. Katz, Professional Therapist influence. I don't know what Dr. Katz is though.
I think it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
I don't remember who was in it or who it was made by. It ran on Comedy Central apparently. It had John. Why is it just John Benjamin here? Oh. Okay, John H. Benjamin, but just John, credited as John Benjamin.
Why do I kind of remember this?
It does look familiar. Was this spoofed on The Simpsons or something?
Possibly. I feel like The Simpsons spoofed a lot of random bullshit.
This is weird. Like, it feels really familiar, but like I also can't place it in my brain.
Yeah, but no, honestly,
I have no idea what it is.
It's just it doesn't actually like give me a. I think it's just like people riffing off of each other like home movies, but they would do like therapy scenes.
Okay, I mean that makes sense, because like the thing that he said that he got from those shows was like the dialogue was relaxing, and it was just like a natural feel, which definitely home movies had that. So. Yeah,
because home movies, at least the first season, I know, because I've been kind of slowly rewatching it, it's like it's just like everyone's improvising off of each other, and then they just recorded it, and then Brendan Small animated over it.
Oh, I did not know that, actually. That's pretty cool. That is actually not, they didn't like, I guess, just freeball it for Adventure Time, but
no,
they did do like group recording sessions where they would just like have everybody in the booth at the same time doing like recording their lines to help make it feel more conversational. I also want to point out that like I said earlier, Nicktoons passed on the show, but not only that, they passed on the show 5 times. And I guess what happened was, since the show originally aired for the Random Cartoons thing, which was some kind of animation thing for Nicktoons. I don't know.
It was probably one of those blocks they did where it's like, oh, here's a bunch of like smaller cartoons.
Yeah. That's kind of like how like The Simpsons started.
Yeah, and if people like them, then like we'll pick them up, and if apparently they're stupid, so
yeah. But I guess so because they did that with Nicktoons, there was like X amount of time that Nicktoons had the rights to be the only ones to produce something. But like I said, they kept backing out. So eventually, once that whole contract expired, that's when Cartoon Network was able to come in and pick the show up. But they were still kind of apprehensive that the show was just going to be like a one-hit wonder.
Little did they know.
Yeah, right? It became just a fucking massive thing.
I
mean, I don't know. They kind of set them up for success.
It also, they fit so well on Cartoon Network. I mean, when you look at other shows on Cartoon Network, like The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, like
Flapjack, because this was like right after like Flapjack came out the same time as like Regular Show.
Yeah, Regular Show.
Chowder. I guess Chowder maybe not so much.
Now you got,
it still kind of is like, I feel like kind of in between that like kid and not kid show.
Now you got like Gumball. So it's like,
I think Gumball's over.
Yeah, it's over now, but you had like that started after Adventure Time.
Steven Universe, Gumball.
Yeah, all these shows that like,
I know at least Steven Universe and Adventure Time both came out of Cal Arts, if I'm not much mistaken, which is like the big California art school. And you can tell when something's a Cal Arts project on Cartoon Network because it's the exact same. Like they all learned how to draw from the same two people.
Yeah, for sure Adventure Time was. I know that much. I know Pendleton definitely was.
Yeah, and I know for a fact that Steven Universe was, so there's at least two.
Wouldn't surprise me.
It just definitely, I don't know, it definitely fits with the brand of Cartoon Network, and I don't know, I like Cartoon Network because it's got these weird shows, but they also teach you like really nice life lessons in a really trippy ass way. So,
do you know that fucking Chowder had a Primetime Emmy Award win?
Yeah, they marketed it with that for a while.
I don't remember that happening.
Yeah, that's amazing. Shit. Chowder is a really good show, so I mean, I'm happy that that's a thing.
Outstanding individual human in animation.
That's pretty cool.
That was a good show. I just couldn't get super into it. I might try to give it another shot, though.
I recommend it. Back to Adventure Time, though.
Yeah.
So like I said, Cartoon Network kind of really set this show up for success, in my opinion. There was like issues in the original storyboarding with Cartoon Network and their production team. So Cartoon Network management stepped in and brought some like really big names, like I get Titans, really, all of which, if I'm not mistaken, worked on SpongeBob. I know Derek Dryman for sure worked on SpongeBob, but the three people they brought in were Derek Dryman, Meriwether Williams, and Nick Jennings, who all did like a lot of work for Nickelodeon, which I thought was funny that Cartoon Network brought them in. Because it's like another, oh, hey, we got this show from Nickelodeon. Now we're going to get all these like people who worked for Nickelodeon to work on this show that we got from Nickelodeon.
They just scalped a bunch of shit.
Adventure Time won 8 Primetime Emmys.
Won 8?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they were
one for every year that they were on it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You're not wrong.
Outstanding individual achievement animation for Andy Restaino and Nick Jennings. Outstanding individual achievement animation for Tom Herpick. Outstanding short form animated program for Jake the Brick. Yeah, there's a lot here. Wow.
I want a cool nickname like that.
Jake the Brick is an episode title. Not
I thought you thought it was a person. Oh, I know the episode now. Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
It was a brick the whole time.
Yeah,
he's in a
that
wall
episode
that's
is
about to fall
real-
over.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's just like really, I don't know.
Because
Cool.
then it's just literally the episode is him in a wall that's about to fall over.
Yeah, that episode is like the game Journey. Just really nice to look at. There's not a whole lot going on, but it's nice.
But sometimes
to look
you'll run into another player and it'll be all worth it.
at. Yeah. One other person brought on the show was Thurup Van Orman, the creator of Misadventures of Flapjack, which is another funny thing because Pendleton Ward worked on Flapjack. So not only did Cartoon Network bring in the people from Nickelodeon to work on the show from Nickelodeon, they got somebody from a show that Pendleton worked on to work for him. There's just like a lot of like really funny little connections. But I'm not exactly sure what Thurup did on the show. I think he was just like a writer. Could be mistaken.
I don't. Let me try and. I'm trying to find like 30 things at once. You're probably right.
Tim's just our
There's
on board.
there's a lot of writing credits here, buds. I don't know if I'm gonna.
It's okay. Let's just keep rolling. With another person from Flapjack. The person who created not all of, but the lead background designer who created most of the stuff in Adventure Time was a guy who goes by the name of Dan Ghost Shrimp Bandit. That's a pretty cool nickname. I don't know where Ghost Shrimp comes from, but...
Alright, I know I made myself sound like
Whatever.
an idiot before saying I wanted a cool nickname like The Brick, but like now I'm serious. I want Ghost Shrimp.
Right. He's known for, or credited with designing Finn and Jake's home, the Candy Kingdom, and the Ice Kingdom. I guess Pendleton wanted, or basically told him to make a Ghost Shrimp world. So Pendleton just wanted this dude to just do whatever he wanted with like the world of Ooh, and I think he did a very good job with it.
Yeah, I would agree. It's just weird enough, but everything fits together and the geography makes sense when you know what you're looking at. So
Yes. I also definitely, after hearing that he was from Flapjack, it automatically clicked in my head. I was like, oh my god, yeah, there's definitely a lot of like stylistic similarities you can make between the two, like definitely background art wise.
yeah,
Did you know a ghost
Yeah, I can
shrimp
see
is a
that.
real shrimp?
yeah, probably.
I was curious. No, it's 100%. I have it on my screen.
Is it just one of those like little pale invisible shrimp?
I'm putting it in our chat.
Oh,
So
I do
Ward
assume it's-
Ward was the showrunner for the first 4.5 seasons before eventually stepping down. And honestly, I really feel with him on his reasoning for doing so. He stepped down because he says he's a naturally introverted person and found interacting with people and directing them every day to be exhausting. I definitely sympathize. Adam Muto then picked up the spot from there on and basically was he was the showrunner until its 10th season when it ended.
Yeah, I remember there being a definite shift at some point where it just like things just felt different, and that would be the reason why. Obviously, maybe we didn't know that at the time, but
Yeah, I mean, Pendleton still stayed and worked on the show for a while, but as time went on, he definitely did less and less, and basically was
yeah, I
just-
still remember seeing like executive producer credits. But those could be executive producer credits in the same way that George Lucas has an executive producer credit in every Star Wars property ever.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he basically was just there to be like, give a thumbs up to episode ideas. Like, yep, this is okay. This is good enough.
Making sure it stays within like his vision.
Yeah, exactly.
That's more than George did. So
yeah. Gotta give him props.
I've been rewatching certain episodes of I've been using a watch guide to rewatch, or I guess watch for the first time really, the Clone Wars TV show. And the very first credit is always executive producer and based on properties by George Lucas. And I was like, why does he get first billing? Like, he hasn't done shit for 20 years. That's not true. I guess 2007, 2005, whenever
So like
Revenge of the Sith
15.
came out. So yeah, for like 10 years before Clone Wars really started popping off.
Ridiculous.
Insane.
In the memory.
Another really important part of Adventure Time is the music. The main theme song is written and performed by Pendleton himself on his ukulele, and in the original but the pilot, it was played on guitar, not the ukulele. Important. Funny enough, the version we hear in the final show was supposed to be just a temporary version for like when the show was still in like pre-production and all that. So like they basically just had this recording in there so they would have like something to put for the intro song when they sent it to like Cartoon Network for them to see if Cartoon Network had approved of the show or not. And then they tried to do a re-recording of it, and Pendleton was just like, yeah, no, I just like the original version better. And that's what they went with. And I think this was a good decision because the music in the show definitely has like a bit of a, I don't know, more like not like super professional feel to it. This could be attributed.
Oh, okay. So no, go on. I'll talk about it.
Okay, yeah, this could be attributed to the fact that the lead composer lived in a, and I quote from Pendleton Ward himself. He said this on one of like the Duncan Trussell podcasts, that this guy lived in a apartment that he converted into a pirate ship. I don't really know what that means exactly, but I guess like there's like a lot of ambient noise that gets picked up, like floorboards creaking and just like stuff like that in the background of a lot of the music.
Wait.
So I feel like they did a good job.
Did he convert his apartment? Yeah, so did he
into a pirate ship?
I don't know what that means. I literally have no idea.
Or is it like the condo that I found? I sometimes I'll look at like properties. But let's just don't talk about that part. There's a random condo somewhere in Michigan that is a converted church. And like one of the big selling points is that there's an intact stained window in part of the condo.
Is it like an old Catholic church?
I think so.
Oh my god.
My dad thought about buying a place that was a old church when they were looking for a new house.
Mm-hmm. I remember talking about that. No, but back to the Adventure Time thing. Relating to the fact that the version we hear is the temp version, you can actually hear like someone typing in the background. Like, according to the Adventure Time wiki, Pendleton states, quote, if you listen carefully to the recording, you can actually hear Derek Dryman typing on a keyboard.
Yeah.
In the bit where Jake is walking, a little clickety-clack, and the wide shot where his legs are stretched out. I recorded the lyrics for the opening title in the animatics room where we had this crummy little microphone just so that we could add to the titles and submit to the network, but later when we tried re-recording, I didn't like it, so we only liked the temp one. So, like, yeah, I remember reading that when I was, like, rewatching the show, and I was listening to it every time for that.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, you can definitely hear it if you listen.
Now knowing it, I could probably hear it, but, like...
Yeah, if you don't know, you probably won't hear it.
Yeah, you wouldn't think about it.
Yeah.
I thought this was really cute. So, typically in the show, when there's a musical number, the actual voice actor for the character is like the one singing. So when it's like Ice King doing his songs, like, I don't know. I really like that it's like actually oh Lord, what's his name?
Tom Kenny.
Man. Tom Kenny. I appreciate that it's actually like Tom Kenny doing like the singing.
It's nice because Jesus. It's nice because like they didn't bring in like a professional singer to like, because I feel like sometimes that
movie.
What?
I said like a Disney movie.
Yeah, like because
exactly.
It kind of takes you out of it. Like having the real person doing it, you also kind of like get that sense that the character is still the same character. Sometimes you kind of lose that.
That's the driving force behind Steven Universe, where almost all of the main gem characters are singers, basically. Some of them. The fusions are all singers. So Garnet is a singer. Spoiler.
I mean, she's
and then like
the best. So
all of the I think in that show too, all of the characters sing their own songs and stuff. But like, yeah, no, it's. I just remember like since we're talking about like voice actor continuity, and I just remember when the kid who played Finn started going through puberty, they were like, "Yeah, Finn's just gonna go through puberty now too. It's fine."
Oh God, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, see, that's really cool too. They're just like, you know what, we're gonna make this work.
Yeah,
I remember watching an interview where the voice actor for Finn actually like was worried because his voice was changing, that they were going to try to find somebody younger and replace him.
I think the same thing happened, not to bring up Steven Universe again, but I think the same thing happened in that show where like Zach Callison, the guy who plays Steven, he started going through puberty mid-show, and they were just like, yeah, no, it's fine, we'll just roll with it and make Steven go through puberty too.
Might as well.
That's good content for a kid's show.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Stuff happens. You gotta teach kids that eventually, or else they're gonna be like, Mom, why do I suddenly sound like a blues singer?
Barry Manilow when I used to sound like Betty White. I don't know.
That was an interesting jump.
It's two very different voices.
No, I think, yeah.
Quentin secretly sounded just like Betty White before he hit puberty.
And now I sound like Barry Manilow.
Fair enough. I think there's a lot, in, like, we've kind of touched on it, but I think there's a lot in like this show in particular that's like, it's important lessons for kids sometimes. Like, I'm trying to think of like heavy stuff. Like, I guess, like, Finn's unsuccessful love life, that's an overarching theme in the show. It's like, yeah, this shit's just gonna happen.
I mean, his
You're gonna go through.
Oh, go ahead.
You're just gonna go through an awkward teenage phase where like nothing works, and sometimes it's fine, but it's.
Never forget the Flame Princess arc.
Yeah, and then they become really good friends. And then in later seasons they become like really good friends, and I think they even like, oh wait, no, it's not Finn. Someone starts like a rap thing with Flame Princess, and I don't remember who it is. It's Finn. Maybe it's Finn.
Maybe, I don't know. I just remember Cinnamon Bun becoming like cognitive again.
He was like the knight for Flame Princess.
Yeah. Well, he gets fully baked instead of half baked. I think that was actually the joke they used.
It's funny. I love Cinnamon Bun.
Yeah.
That's really pretty much all I have on the research end of it, though. If there's any random tidbits you guys like to discuss, though, bring it on.
I mean, did we actually make the joke in the Korra episode of like Korra and Asami? Is that her girlfriend's name?
Asami.
They had a walk.
Yeah.
They had a walk so Marceline and Princess Bubblegum could run.
I think I made that joke. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a joke made.
I'm pretty sure we made that joke in the thing, but it's still like worth bringing up because that's a huge part of later seasons.
Yeah, that was something. I forget her name now. She was one of the writers. She kind of like caught flack for it from Cartoon Network, but then there was like absolute zero negative backlash from anybody else.
Well, you look at the audience for Cartoon Network, they're very, I mean, I don't know. I feel like, they're more progressive people. Or even kids.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just something that, like...
Oh, it was straight up Rebecca Sugar, the lead producer of Adventure Time as well, who, like, made the... She was the one who worked hard to put, like, LGBTQ plus characters into Adventure
that's
Time.
the name I was trying to think of. Yes,
And she did the same thing with Steven Universe, so... Then they made BMO gender fluid. That's fun.
Yeah,
that was like good stuff for.
I like that
kids to
BMO
latch
was
onto.
like gender fluid, just like constantly. I don't know. BMO was one of my favorite characters because you never knew what that little thing was gonna say.
I didn't realize that's what they were going for at first, to be honest. And then, like, I slowly started catching on when they kept going back and forth between either pronoun. And I was like, oh, okay, this is what they're going for. It just didn't click, and then it did. So, also,
BMO episode, the BMO Factory.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Bubble, played by LeVar Burton. I think that's true. It's either Bubble or Air, like the thing that comes out of the bubble. And I can't find it on the wiki. Okay, Air, previously Bubble, is voiced by LeVar Burton.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful LeVar.
And BMO had like some weirdly like emotionally impactful episodes later on, which was unexpected upon my like finishing the series. Like the stuff with Amo? Is that the name of the first one? Like the bad robot?
Oh, his grandpa? Or his dad or whatever that he tried to say.
Not just Mo. Like there's a prototype.
No,
and he's like evil and tries to like.
Yeah, Mo.
I remember.
Mo turns himself into Amo. I thought into
that's
a
lie. Sorry.
No.
That was a lie that Amo told.
Oh.
I was going to say, I don't even, because like I still haven't gone through and watched like the last final couple seasons, so I don't.
We let you run this goddamn episode.
That's your fault.
I don't care. I'm just messing with you.
But no, like there's some pretty good stuff in those later episodes. Like Islands is huge and very important.
I liked the stuff with Finn and his parents.
That's Islands.
Yeah, like I liked that arc. I think because like I've always had a very complicated relationship with my parents, so it's like I really latched on to some of those episodes.
Don't talk about it too much. I don't know.
I mean, I can't like remember enough right now to like spoil.
I can remember almost all of it, so I won't say anything.
I remember the stuff that I guess would like ruin it for you, so I won't bring it up. But
yeah, I remember crying.
Yeah.
Like maybe not crying, but I definitely got teary-eyed at points during that. Like it's a 5-episode like special, and it was like there are parts that are rough.
Yeah,
in the same way that there's some parts in Stakes, which is the Marceline special, which are kind of rough to sit through.
Yeah. Stakes and Islands were two of the arcs that really got to me.
Yeah.
Any Marceline arc is pretty heavy, I feel like.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
You can just assume it's gonna get real.
Yeah.
I remember when the first was it Marcy and Simon episode dropped, and everyone me and Quentin were fucking hyped beyond belief because we're like, oh my god, we're finally gonna see
backstory.
Yeah.
I remember when Ice King's like singing to Marceline when he's like slowly going crazy, and I remember just feeling like a tear run down my face. I was like,
oh, it doesn't get easier on a rewatch, let me tell you, bud.
No, I was just like, no.
As a 24-year-old man,
So
that part
good.
still got to me.
Yeah. I did like Ice King a lot, like his arc, because it went from a dude that you were like, oh, he's downright evil and bad, to he's just insane. Like, he's just, the crown makes, it's the crown, not him. And then you just feel really bad.
I don't know if you could, I never really, even before the backstory, I never really thought that he was like evil.
I guess it was
No,
just
like friends.
Yeah. I guess it was more so like
He was just weird.
Yeah, like it was more so like Finn and Jake really didn't like him, to where it was like, I don't like you either because they don't like you, and then they end up liking him, and I'm like, I like him now.
It's because Finn was just being like a little. I don't want to say in a children's TV show that Finn was being a horny little teen, but he was like trying to mac on Princess Bubblegum super hard.
And so was Ice King.
So was Ice King. So Finn was like pounding his chest and trying to be a knight.
I feel like
King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah. I feel like he just wanted so bad to be a hero that he needed someone to be the villain more so.
That's fair.
So like,
there's tons of like villains and monsters in the world of Ooh.
Yeah, but like he needed an arch nemesis, like a Joker-like person for his Batman.
Can you imagine if Ice King was like, we live in a society?
We'll see if Tom Kenny has a Cameo account.
Do you think I'm just gonna go ahead and do a quick Google search of Tom Kenny, We Live in a Society, and see if anything comes up.
If he has a cameo, I would definitely pay for that.
Okay, this is just a video called Every Time. This is SpongeBob SquarePants official. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Yeah, no, there's nothing here.
Damn.
That's the way she goes.
That's the way she goes.
I guess on that note, get to our conclusions. I guess even though the show's over, we do have, is it 2 more episodes of Distant Lands?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think so.
I know there's at least one. Let's go to the Wikipedia page. Why isn't it on here? Oh, you're killing me.
Wasn't there
Let's see
another
Adventure Time episodes.
Wasn't there talk of another series, like not Distant Lands, but like an actual mini series based off of Adventure Time that they were supposed to run?
I don't know.
I don't think it was supposed to contain like any of the characters that we knew. Like, I don't know. I have to look into it.
There are characters towards the end of the series that they could make a mini series out of, but
yeah,
I don't think they will.
I'm trying not to give it away, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't. I know who you're thinking of, and I don't think they're going to.
Okay.
I know that there's two. Quentin's right. There's 2 more Distant Lands. There's Together Again, which is May 20th, 2021, and then Wizard City, which is all TBA. I can tell you boys that Obsidian's worth it.
Yo, if they go back to Wizard City, then we could maybe Duncan Trussell's character will be in it again.
Oh yeah.
It's probably going to be about Huntress Wizard because she plays a huge part in the later seasons.
I love Huntress
that'd be pretty
Wizard.
cool that'd be pretty cool if Duncan Trussell's character came back.
He was like, that like potion shop guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really liked Huntress Wizard though, so I wouldn't mind a good episode about her
Wizard
again.
episode.
Ron James.
Yeah, that's his name. The like goofiest fucking character. He's just got a square for a head. That's it. That's all he has.
Reminds me of Spruce Goose.
He's so simple. I love it. Anyways, once it's all out, I'll probably get an HBO account and watch it. In the meantime, though, I really do need to like finish the series.
It's all on Hulu, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I understand that you've been watching like every other show under the sun this year because of COVID.
I've definitely restarted Adventure Time recently, but I've also restarted like 8.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't rewatch the whole thing. I rewatched some highlights, and then I was like, this is just about where we stopped watching when we were teenagers, so I'll just pick up from here.
Yeah. Just like skip the filler.
That's all. I also did that. Yeah, I found a watch guide that someone made, and I was like, and they did like a 1 through 5 scale of like 0 being it doesn't matter to the overall plot, and 5 being you have to watch this to understand anything. So I watched everything 3 and up.
I mostly just like put it on and then did other shit in the background while it was playing until I got to a season that I knew I did not recognize, and then I watched it from there.
See, I was about to say, like, you could run into some issues doing that because, like, you'll just like
accidentally skip over stuff.
Look down 1 second, and the next thing you know, like, Finn's got the leaf sword, and you're just like, or not leaf, sorry, the grass blade, and you're just like, what? Because that happened to me.
And then he is
like,
grass.
When did this happen?
Then he is grass.
Yeah, that was another, like, I got to that point in my rewatch, but, like, I completely missed what happened, so I was like, I just need to stop and, like, go back and rewatch. Because I missed too much.
Yeah, the first time I watched through it, me and Carly were watching it together, and I got to the point where he got the grass blade, and then she kept watching, and one day we started watching again together, and then magically there's just a grass Finn. I was like, what happened? So I had to go back. I had to go back and watch a lot of that because it wasn't like a quick like episode to catch you up. It was a storyline.
Yep, all the leaf stuff is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say that won't contain spoilers, so.
Same.
No, I mean that in the nicest way possible. I'm not like dragging on anybody or. There's stuff that when everyone's finished, I would love to talk about on or off recording, but.
I was about to say maybe we could even revisit it and do a more story-based episode. Because I just covered like.
I'd be down.
Yeah.
Because speaking as someone who has to put together all I put down was Star Trek, and now I had to figure out what I need to do with that episode.
I feel like it was on for so long. I mean, when I don't know. I feel like when you have something that's longer than a couple seasons, you can always revisit it because we could do a whole. Once you finish watching it, we could probably do a whole episode on islands or a whole episode on stakes.
Yeah, those two are pretty huge, like densely packed with stuff. So yeah we could. I just don't know. I know we're at the end. We kind of just ramble here at the end, but I really don't know what I'm going to do for the Star Trek episode. I'll figure something out. But when I just put down Star Trek, I didn't really think about what that entailed for me.
A lot.
I didn't. I forgot. I kind of forgot that there's 50 years worth of show there.
See, I had that problem with this episode, and there's only 8 years of shit.
I haven't decided if I just want to. Yeah. I haven't decided if I just want to do the original series, if I just want to give a very brief like production overview like we did this episode. I don't know.
Hey, that's what I did with Dragon Ball. I wanted to do whole series, like Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT, and Super. And then I was like, yeah, I can't do this.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, because I really just don't want to talk about fucking Star Trek Enterprise for too long. I tried to watch that. I don't know if you guys know about the early 2000s attempt at Star Trek, where they had a voiced theme song at the beginning, which is the most 2000 shit ever. And I got halfway through the first episode, and Scott Bakula just couldn't hold me in without him being in a Bullwinkle shirt.
Why am I having trouble placing Scott Bakula right now? Hold on.
You might know him as Dwayne Pride from NCIS New Orleans. And the guy who was in Quantum Leap who says, "I'm the R word."
Yeah.
Which is a great clip.
You could have just said, like, I do know him from NCIS New Orleans because my dad watched that a lot.
Yeah, it's on. My parents watch all those shows.
Quantum Leap is the bigger one. I mean, that was a pretty big show.
Yeah, no, but all I know about is that scene with the Bullwinkle t-shirt.
I'm looking up the Bullwinkle shirt.
Just type in Quantum Leap I'm R and you'll get it.
I found it.
It's I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. He jumps into the Quantum Leap's a show about people jumping into other people's bodies throughout time. He jumps into the body of a developmentally disabled man, looks in the mirror and goes, "I'm disabled," but he doesn't say I'm disabled. He says something else. That's not okay in 2021.
Oh my.
Yeah, Quantum Leap was kind of like, I don't know if you could get away with it now.
Probably not.
Because it was just a white dude that jumped into random people's bodies.
Yup.
And like, granted,
different time.
He learned lessons through the experience, but I don't know. The way he learned the lessons were a little fucky.
Well, the fact that you have to learn these lessons by being these disenfranchised or
very stereotypical.
Very stereotyped people. Yeah. Like, maybe you don't have to learn the lessons by being those persons. Maybe you can just have basic human empathy and be like, this is kind of fucked.
It was definitely like now in 2021 or even in the past, like, say 5 years, it's a show that if you just have the basic empathy of a person, you should not have to have a show teach you this. But then again, there's a lot of people in the world right now that could probably use a second watch on that.
Yeah, like some people can rewatch the Star Wars prequels and not kick up on the fact that it's George Lucas's political commentary about democracy failing.
And Jesus.
And Jesus.
Oh no, that's it.
And Space Jesus, made by the Space Devil.
Oh man! All right, I could ramble about anything, but
yeah. I'm gonna find a picture that I should have found last week, but I'll just show it to you guys off recording. It's fine.
On that note, we'll hit our plugs and bid farewell. You can find me on Twitter at Gondola Driver.
Check me out, Jay Mergs, on whatever you want to find me at. And if you can't find me, too bad.
You can find me on Letterboxd and read my movie reviews. I think the last one I did was Kong versus Godzilla. Oh, sorry. And everything else is Hot Pink Waffles. I might start streaming, and if that happens, I will start plugging that. I have everything set up. I just need to actually do it.
Hey, view for a view. Wink, wink.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's actually not that hard to get affiliated with Twitch, so I was looking it up.
Affiliate's not hard. Partners kind of.
Yeah, affiliate's the first step, though.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's
Oh yeah,
that's all
and
we
then,
got.
Our podcast socials.
Oh, yeah.
Rewind, reload. I'm working on the YouTube videos right now, but I've gotten very busy with work lately, so I will get them out.
Kind of happens when you
actually work,
relocate and then quit, and then actually work. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I actually work, which is nice because the day goes by a little quicker, but I don't have a lot of time to do this stuff. So, yeah, I'm still working on it, but it's coming. That's it.
Goodbye.